I now call this meeting of Benton County Board of Education to order. Will you please stand with me to say the pledge and remain standing for the prayer?
You want to do first? Pledge first?
Yes. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Our Father in heaven, thank you for this day. Thank you for each blessing that you give us. Be with all of our students, our teachers, and all of our other employees, and help us to do the very best for them and for the citizens of this county. We pray in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Miss Michelle, will you please call roll?
Mr. Hedge.
Here.
Mr. Mills.
Here.
Miss Douglas.
Here.
Mr. Marks.
Here.
Mr. Blue.
Here.
Mr. Thornton.
Here.
Mr. Hargis.
Here.
Mr. Livingston.
Here.
Mr. Winters.
Here.
Mr. Hyatt.
Here.
Miss Kennan.
Here.
Miss Arnold.
Here.
12 present.
With 12 present, we do have a quorum. Next on our agenda is approval of the agenda. Remember, when we do this, we are also approving the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve. Second, Denmark.
We have a motion and a second to approve the agenda and the consent agenda, which includes approval of February minutes, approval of substitutes pending background checks, approval of March the 6th as a special area staff appreciation day, which is a U-Trust day, approval of Cody Hassel as a non-staff CJH football assistant coach, approval of Jacob Clinton and Dawn Craig as bus drivers, and approval of science textbook adoptions. Any additions or corrections?
The only thing I would tell you is that Jacob and Dawn are actually employees of ours, which is encouraging, but I want to go ahead and put them on there because just so the board will approve them, but they are our employees, so that's encouraging. And then I just wanted to thank Miss Phelps, there she is, and Mr. Armstrong and Miss Brandy and that the textbook adoption team. They put a lot of time into the science book adoption, and the next one didn't come up to 8 years, so Miss Phelps is going to get 8 years to rest before she adopts the next science book. But I told the staff today I don't know how we could have a better person leading our science textbook adoption. So Miss Phelps, thank you, and the rest of the team for that. So if you have any questions on that, Savis is who they, there's one book I think in high school that Savis did not have, and that was the only one that was not selected. So you got a list there. Cost, about where I told you in the budget committee, it's like around $500,000.
Just curious, how many books is that for $500,000? About.
It's textbooks for, and that's grades 3 through 12, correct? And then a lot of workbooks, a lot of online materials. So there's textbooks for all students, then all that extra
Workbooks.
Supplementary materials.
What do we call that? Non-perishable? Consumable. So, because we'll have to make copies each year. It's quite the expense. So, a little less than ELA and math, we hope. We haven't seen the total yet. That's just a guess. But it's 8 years, so that's encouraging. And it used to be every 6 years.
Anything else? If not, we will vote. All those in favor of approving the agenda and the consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say no. Ayes have it. We have approved the agenda and the consent agenda. Next is approval of the policy committee report. Mr. Hyatt, would you read that?
Yes, ma'am. The Benton County Board of Education Policy Committee met on Thursday, February 27th at the BOE Support Center Conference Room. Present myself, Mr. Livingston, Mr. Winters, Mrs. Douglas, Mr. Blue, Mrs. Kennan, Mr. Hargis, Mrs. Arnold, Mr. Hedge and Director Mark Florence. The committee met to review and discuss the following. Policy 6.200 attendance, possible changes to the Tier 3 in the Progressive Truancy Intervention Plan. Plan for Route 12 for the rest of the 24-25 school year. Providing transportation for students assigned to the Benton County Alternative Classroom. Review the 26-27 calendar, and that's on our agenda for tonight. And current education legislation. A lot of big words. Meeting adjourned. And I make a motion we accept this policy committee report.
We have a recommendation and a second to approve this policy committee report. Anything on that one? If not, let's vote. All those in favor of approving the policy committee report, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say no. Ayes have it, the policy committee report has been approved.
And they got holes punched in them, so you know what you do with them.
Yeah, we have to do those next. Next on our agenda is approval of policies 4.603 and 5.118 on second reading. We can get a motion in a second. We can discuss if we need to. We have a motion and Miss Betty Jo
I'll
seconded.
second.
Any discussion on these? The first is promotion and retention, and we talked about that at our last meeting, and the second is background investigations. If there's no discussion, Miss Michelle, will you please call roll?
Mr. Hedge,
Yes.
Mr. Mills,
Yes.
Miss Douglas,
Yes.
Mr. Marks,
Yes.
Mr. Blue,
Yes.
Mr. Thornton,
Yes.
Mr. Hargis,
Yes.
Mr. Livingston,
Yes.
Mr. Winters, Mr. Hyatt,
Yes.
Miss Kennon,
Yes.
Miss Arnold.
Yes.
Would anyone like to change their vote? 12 yes.
Motion to approve those two policies on second reading passes. They do have holes in them, so they go in your policy notebook. Next on our agenda is approval of the budget committee report. Mr. Hargis, would you like to read that report, please?
Okay. Benton County Board of Education Budget Committee met on Thursday, February the 27th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Present were myself, Mr. Winters, Mr. Hedge, Ms. Arnold, Mr. Blue, Ms. Douglas, Mr. Hyatt, Mr. Livingston, Ms. Kennon, and Director Mark Florence. The committee met to discuss and review the following: coaching supplements, proposed raises, $2,500 for certified staff and $2,000 for non-licensed staff. February TISA projections for 2025-26 school year. Health insurance projected with a 4.5% increase. Local maintenance of effort in 2025 and 26 proposed GP budget, revenues and expenditures, and review the fund balance. And the meeting was adjourned. And I'd like to submit that as a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the budget committee report. Any further discussion on this?
Just a reminder that Ms. Fowler and I will present, not the budget, but our plans to the budget committee on March the 6th. The budget committee understands that it's a little early to have the budget ready for the school, but we're pretty close. And then I know some of you were unable to come to the meeting, so if you want to come by the office, you'll call. I'll be glad to sit down and go over the budget with you. I know that's if not the most important thing, obviously one of the most important things to do. So I'll be glad to sit down with you and go over that. And then we'll have another meeting. We'll talk about it a little later. We'll probably have another meeting next week or so.
Any further discussion? With no further discussion, we will vote to approve the budget committee report. Ms. Michelle, will you please call roll?
Mr. Hedge,
Yes.
Mr. Mills,
Yes.
Miss Douglas,
Yeah.
Mr. Marks?
Yes.
Mr. Blue?
Yes.
Mr. Thornton?
Yes.
Mr. Hargis?
Yes.
Mr. Livingston?
Yes.
Mr. Winters?
Yes.
Mr. Hyatt?
Yes.
Ms. Kinnon?
Yes.
Ms. Arnold?
Yes.
Would anyone like to change their vote? 12 yes.
We have approved the budget committee report. Next on our agenda is approval of budget resolutions.
I move we approve them as presented.
We have a motion and Ms. Betty Jo seconded that we approve these budget resolutions as presented. Mr. Florence, do you have explanations for them?
Yeah, all of them are just basic move, but the two bigger ones I was explaining, like on the health services, that's the second one, the 19,000 for medical supplies. The reason that's pulled out of insurance, if you remember, we have the grant, and so we have a little, since the grant's paying for some of that, we have a little money in insurance that we could pull and purchase those supplies. And then the 40,000 for technology, Mr. Baylor and with Dr. Shannon's help, they're doing some new web network work. Plus, with E-rate, we have to spend, I think it's, our match is like 30,000 in order to get that, and it's, if we don't use it, we lose it. So we just pulled that out of instruction contracted services and moved it into technology contracted services. So it does move series, but it's basically the same thing. And then the rest of them are just moving either for contracted sub. The 16,000, that was the Briarwood where the basement was flooded for the chiller. They said they would leave that claim open. I think the original claim was like 12,000. You can see this resolution is 16,900, and I submitted another one today for 9,600. So it just keeps climbing as they come and repair parts. It's not enough. When that flooded, when the water was cut off back the day before Thanksgiving, so that's just insurance money that we received.
So, performance of those small units that we put in there during that real cold snap was satisfactory?
I would say better than satisfactory. Todd Prince and an engineer out of Nashville are working to get us some drawings so we can bid to do the rest of Briarwood. I'm hoping we can get that done with summer camp. It's going to be hard to fit in, but we're going to do our best to have that done before school starts, because we've talked about getting rid of the chiller. I hated to put the money in the chiller, but I think Mr. White would agree that we better not have air at Briarwood the last 3 months. That could be hard, but hopefully the majority of that's been paid for by insurance, but it has worked really well. Agree, Mr. White? The mini splits, I think the teachers, the only problem we have with the mini splits, now you have one pod where they're able to control the environment and 2 pods where you're either really cold or really hot, so, but it is working well, yes.
Can you explain this one?
Miss Wright, the medical insurance is just probably have a little more in there in your medical insurance.
I shorted it. So I have to move some money back into it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. She had to pull some money out of equipment I was looking at it reverse, so she had to add some money. She's got all kinds of money if you need to know, Miss Michelle does. I'm just kidding.
Not Miss Michelle herself, but
So she had
We actually spent $8,000 just on roll-up doors in the cafeteria at the high school this week, but that's what that is, just
Okay.
where she had to add some for insurance.
anything further on these? If not, we will vote to approve these budget resolutions as presented. Ms. Michelle, will you please call roll?
Mr. Hedge,
Yes.
Mr. Mills,
Yes.
Miss Douglas,
Yes.
Mr. Marks,
Yes.
Mr. Blue,
Yes.
Mr. Thornton,
Yes.
Mr. Hargis,
Yes.
Mr. Livingston,
Yes.
Mr. Winters,
Yes.
Mr. Hyatt,
Yes.
Ms. Kinnon,
Yes.
Miss Arnold.
Yes.
Would anyone like to change their vote? 12 yes.
We have approved the budget resolutions. Next on our agenda is approval of the 26-27 district calendar. Miss Betty Jo has made the motion to approve the calendar.
I second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the 26-27 district calendar. Is there any discussion? What day of the week does school start on this calendar?
I think it's Monday because of the election. The election will be on Thursday.
That's
I
right.
have to go
And
back
then
and look
Fair
at my
Day is-
calendar. And Fair Day,
Is Friday.
this year it worked, and that's why we always put to be determined. I'm gonna talk to the election commission about possibly, not using the schools as a precinct, but I don't know that that's gonna be doable, so I didn't look at my calendar, but I'm pretty sure that's a Monday.
It is.
It is just a 3-day start to answer, because I know that's the main issue there. And I totally get that on the teacher standpoint.
Any further discussion, questions, comments? If not, we will vote. All those in favor of approving the 26-27 district calendar, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Ayes have it, we have approved the 26-27 district calendar. Next on our agenda is approval of the NFHS contract for CHS baseball and softball fields. We don't have, the contract is not in our packet,
If you can get a first and a second.
but, yeah.
I make a motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the NFHS contract for CHS baseball and softball fields. Mr. Florence, do you want to explain?
Yeah, I think Chair Kennan has seen it. Basically, if you have, if you, NFHS is the high school network where they video stream football and basketball, and they had contacted Mr. McDowell. The city will provide the internet at the city park, and the cost to the district was $2,000 a camera, and they will 20% of any membership will go back to the school. But it will give our parents and our community an opportunity to watch softball and baseball if they're a member in NFHS. Now, it will cost the school some additional money next year, and I told Mr. McDowell that we would get it going, and then that would provide that opportunity. But anytime we can provide our parents and our community an opportunity to watch their kids or grandkids or whatever, an opportunity to do that, I think it's worth it. So, but once we sign the contract, they will install the cameras, and then, like I said, 20% of that membership goes back to the school. Now, that's probably not going to pay for that expense, but if you've had an opportunity to watch a basketball game or a football game, it does, if you can't go, it does give you that opportunity so you can watch it.
So it's a subscription?
Yes. Mhm.
It's not expensive though.
It's like, I think $10 a month or $99 a year,
13.
something like that.
We need to bring up the lights at the softball field too. There's 4 of them that cannot be fixed. We worked on them last Thursday. So I don't know if that's gonna be a city responsibility or that's gonna be,
Or a joint. Can we put LEDs there?
we'll have to do something.
Okay.
But I mean, they've got a tournament, or they had a tournament this past weekend,
Have one coming up, I think.
okay? Have one coming up. They won't have any lights, not enough.
We have any further discussion on the NFHS contract? With no further discussion, we will vote to approve the NFHS contract for CHS baseball and softball fields. Ms. Michelle, you please call the roll.
Mr. Hedge,
Yes.
Mr. Mills,
Yes.
Miss Douglas, Mr. Marks,
Yes.
Mr. Blue,
Yes.
Mr. Thornton?
Yes.
Mr. Hargis?
Yes.
Mr. Livingston?
Yes.
Mr. Winters?
Yes.
Mr. Hyatt?
Yes.
Ms. Kinnon?
Yes.
Ms. Arnold?
Yes.
Would anyone like to change their vote?
Video.
12 yes.
Simultaneous with the flash mob,
Yes.
play-by-play, or do it live?
It's live. It's live.
Or you can go back.
Yeah, you can watch previous, but it is live.
Like if you're a member, you can go back and watch the whole season. It's a big thing for the coaches too, because it gives them access to ball games that they can go back. And of course, they have another thing called huddle, so they probably spend more time on it. But it's pretty neat.
But this is just video only, it just runs silently.
No.
You can-
Well, if you have, like if the radio station's there, or if you wanted to have a student do.
Oh, they'll add the
you
track?
could, yes. So,
And they keep the score at the bottom. Like
And it
it's-
works most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time. Yeah.
it's not like ESPN,
Yeah.
but it does give you an opportunity to watch it.
That was on the news, so.
Interesting.
Ready?
You're up.
All right, first of all, thanks to Miss Amy and her staff for your hospitality, the cookies and the sweet tea and the unsweet tea and the brownies. Thank you, Miss Amy. I know we don't want you to have to work a whole lot extra, but we appreciate that. And a big part of the school board's strategic plan is to come to different schools, and so we appreciate that.
We appreciate you coming.
Spring planning is tomorrow night, or tomorrow from 1 to 8 p.m. We will have dinner around 5, and that will give you your TSBA hour. So hopefully everybody can attend. I know, if you can't get off work, if you can come sign in, and hopefully you can make most of it and get that training in, so you'll get your hours this year. And plus, be a great time. And Miss Tammy with TSBA does a great job, so I think it'll be a very informative planning. So hopefully everybody can come. Windstorm. It is going to be a little windy tomorrow. The Briarwood project, I told you last time that we were almost done. Well, we're still almost done, but they have come and fixed all the downspouts. We did have one little leak, and this is a problem at all the schools with an old gym that connects to a roof, but they were in last week and assured us that it would be fixed and done right. And so we had the same issue at Big Sandy, and so I think they're looking at that. But the rest of it, besides that area, I don't think we've had any leaks, have we, Mr. White? So, so that project is almost completely done now. Budget meeting. We do need to schedule, I think if we schedule one the 20th, I think that would probably give us, I'm looking at Ms. Kennan's calendar, but I think we could catch everything up there, Mr. Hargis. I don't see any need to meet but once, but if we could schedule a meeting, is the 20th okay with you, Mr. Hargis?
As far as I know. What day is that on?
It's on a Thursday. And I don't know, I know we have some parents and grandparents that have ball going on, so I don't know if we wanted to look at 5 o'clock, or I don't know if that'd make a big difference between 6 o'clock, but why don't we just say the 20th at 5:30, hit it in the middle. Is that okay? Okay, so budget committee Thursday, March 20th at 5:30, and I should have you a draft by then. Hopefully we'll have our second TISA projections by then, but we did receive the February projections. I don't see a lot of changes unless the governor's budget's not passing, and that could definitely put us in a bind, but I don't see that happening. Personnel committee meeting, and I'm asking this for Chair Kennan, because she does have a little boy playing baseball, and during the week's kind of tough, and it is that time of year where you'll need to review the director's contract and do your evaluations. Does anybody have an issue with maybe looking at a Wednesday at 4 o'clock we would be done in time for you to get to church. And I know we don't usually meet on Wednesdays, but that's a time when we don't have ball games going on. Does anybody have an issue with that? And then I'm gonna let Chair Kennan, she can find a good Wednesday and I'll send that out to y'all. See anybody? Everybody okay with that? Okay, good. Thank you. And then, don't forget spring break is, I don't think our teachers and students are gonna forget, but that is March the 31st through April the 4th. The board meeting does fall on the 7th, so we're not having to, the 31st is on a Monday, so we're not having to move that forward like we usually do. And also, I passed a card around from Miss Jennifer French. She was not able to make the board meeting last week or last month for the Teacher of the Year. So if you hadn't seen this, I'd encourage anybody not read Miss. Okay. And last thing, and I did tell most of you were at the Policy and Budget Committee. I wanted you to know that Millette got a clean report. We've been in remission for 2 years, and they even told her that that if it was most hospitals, they wouldn't have asked her to come back. I tell you that to thank you for your prayers and your support during the last 3 years. I just don't have the words to explain the support that the board give us during that time, but thank you. And that's all I have, Ms. Kennan.
Okay.
I do have, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Please keep Daniel Armstrong in your prayers. He lost his granny last night, and he's got another unspoken prayer that he just needs our prayers. So please keep Daniel in your prayers. Now I'm done.
Do we have any visitors? Do we have anybody sign in? Okay. We have no visitors. Do we have anything else? Yes.
I just wanted to thank Ms. Baker for letting me see all the artwork down the stairs and downstairs. You go see it if you can. It's really neat. Kids do a good job.
Yeah, I
And
will
over here in the
say-
window too. All these over here in the window.
Right, Thursday night is the art exhibit for parents and families to come in, but if you guys would like to see that, a lot of it is downstairs in that downstairs hallway because that's where the art room is, so you're welcome to take a look, we'd appreciate that. And, Mr. Florence, I'm gonna brag on, my third grader. We have Kinley Robbins in third grade. She received the 10 under 10 award from the state. This is the third year in a row. I'm gonna brag on Angie Hearn as well. Third year in a row that a third grader from Holiday School has received that award. And that award is based on when a student comes to kindergarten, maybe they're not a ready reader as we would like for them to be. Kinley fit that description then, but she has made exceptional gains and she's doing great at reading in third grade, so she's going to receive it's kind of like a scholarship that will be in the bank for her and will help with her education when she gets ready for college or tech school or whatever. So that's pretty cool. We're proud of her and proud of Miss Angie.
Reminders. Tomorrow from 1 to 8, we have our spring planning with Tammy Grissom. We're gonna eat at 5. 3/20, that's a Thursday, March 20th at 5:30 p.m. We have a budget committee meeting. We'll probably talk more about a Wednesday for the personnel committee tomorrow at some point. Spring break is 3/31 through 4/4. And our next meeting is Monday, March the 7th at 6 p.m. at the Board of Education Support Center. If no one has any further business, the chair would entertain a motion to adjourn. We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.